Welcome to AnimeCons TV feedback episode for September 2015. I'm Sketch.
And I'm Shiva.
Every month we take an episode to respond to your comments and answer your questions. So let's start off with YouTube.
In response to our Rewind episode on our first anime conventions, Gasper Heller writes, "My first anime convention was Anime Boston 2009. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Like we did Dead Moon Circus that year.
No, you did. I didn't.
Well, no, you didn't. I had just moved to Boston from the New York City area, and I learned about AB, and I had a blast. I was super overwhelmed, but it was great. That same year, I went to Otakon, and that blew my mind even more than AB did. I've been going to AB and Otakon each year since, but sadly, in all these years of attending, I've not cosplayed even once. For AB 2016, I have something planned. Smiley face. I wonder what it is.
I guess we'll have to find out.
I know.
But...
Thanks for always featuring me in the feedback episodes. If you see me around at AB, feel free to say hello. My name's Gasper." See, now we're not going to know what he looks like, though, because he's going to be in a costume.
Yeah. Bad planning.
You should send us a photo of your costume when you're done. We want to see it.
We'll chase you down with a camera. Maybe. All right. In our response to a Twitter message, Melissa McCommon wrote, "Oh my god, the janitor in the back of today's AnimeCons TV outtakes."
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's pretty classic. That's
I like that.
It's like, oh, there's a camera.
Some people just know when there's a camera.
Just know.
They just know.
I'm waiting for Patrick to go like this. Go. Close in, close out. Close in, close out. Anyway,
thanks, Melissa. Good catch. We also received an email from Jake. He writes, "Greetings. I have been traveling to many conventions in the last year, and I have noticed something interesting with registration. I have started to notice that many conventions are now really starting to put a greater emphasis on pre-registering for a convention over just showing up at the door. Pre-registering is generally faster to get in and cheaper to attend, but now I have seen on a few convention websites will put the number of remaining tickets left or the occupancy percentage they are currently at. Part of this is probably due to the fast growth in attendance, even for smaller startup conventions, as well as larger, well-established conventions. One that I attended a few months ago was actually turning people away on Saturday because they'd hit their maximum occupancy set by the fire marshal. On the one side, it is amazing that a young convention is outgrowing itself faster than predicted, but it also leaves a blemish on their name and reputation. Have you noticed this at any other conventions? Is there anything that conventions can do more to promote pre-registration or make people more aware of this problem? Thank you for your time, Jake." It's funny because I feel like usually for the year I almost always pre-register for a convention. I don't know that I've ever just showed up at the door.
Well, that's probably because of our vast experience for doing this for over a decade now. But generally I'll always pre-register. But if you tell people, oh, you should just get it at the door, I've never given that advice to just go show up.
Well, something that maybe some of the reasons people do it is because they only want to attend for a day. I think the first time I ever went to Anime Boston, I was only going for Friday or Saturday, I forget what it was, so I showed up at the door because sometimes you don't have the option to pre-register for a one-day badge. So maybe a suggestion we have is that if people are interested in only attending on Saturday, or they only can attend on Saturday, that maybe convention should give them the option of pre-registering just for a day instead of having to buy it at the door. And I think some conventions actually do that.
Certain ones,
but not all of them.
Like PAX has experimented with the single-day registration. Of course, now I believe that you have to actually buy each day individually, whatever they're experimenting.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people they try to estimate who's coming or how many people are going to attend, and so they either get so much of a facility, they get limited by the place they're in, so that's why they have the pre-registers. It's really just a crapshoot, really. It depends on the convention, how they're organized.
Right. Some places have to have an attendance cap because they may have a contract for several years with a certain facility and they can't move to a bigger facility even if they know they have it because they're locked in for so many years. Other places don't have another option in the area of the convention, so that maybe they're using the biggest facility they have that's available or that they can even afford, especially if they're a young convention. They might not be able to have the money up front to put down for a larger venue. I think in general we would always advise plan ahead. If you know you're going to go to a convention, pre-register. I mean, it's a big break. Like for something like Dragon Con, we buy our tickets for the next year before we even leave that year's convention because we save a lot of money that way. We know we're going to go. It's always and if you pre-register, usually there's actually a sliding scale. As the convention gets closer, it becomes more expensive until at the door it usually is the most expensive price. So if even if you decide to only use it for one day, a lot of times buying your badge 6-8 months ahead of time is cheaper than showing up the door just to buy that one day badge. And if you decide maybe your schedule frees up and you can go the whole weekend, well, you have a badge. So we would always advise doing that.
But in getting the word out there to people,
pre-register.
Pre-register here. Hopefully that brings some light to the situation. All right, we got another email here. Dear AnimeCons, hello. I like the video Patrick did on your first anime convention, but I thought that you guys would do a sort of a con report, doing a side-by-side comparison of the first anime convention you guys did with how that particular convention is today. That would be cool. I think that's actually kind of...
That's a really cool idea. I like that.
Continues, also, I meant to do a con report for MechaCon, but the convention was so bad on organization and just the overall way it was that I was not doing so. Shame, it was my first con in the South, but that shouldn't keep people from going to New Orleans. It's a great city and the food was so good.
You've been there. It's very good food.
Oh, very good food. I want to go back just for the food. I was also going to do one on Dragon Con, but it was my first time there too, and only went to the dealer's room, artist alley, art show, and one panel for the 2 days. But I'm going to next year to Dragon Con for the whole thing, and I look forward to it. Till next time, and with more videos from you guys, your fellow otaku and fan, sincerely James at the Dark Kiba. Honestly, even if you had a bad time at a convention, we don't care if you want to give a con report about it. Just call us up and leave a
Sometimes
message.
It's actually a good idea because it can help a convention improve and also kind of warn fellow congoers who are thinking about attending what they might expect if they choose to go.
Yeah.
As far as Dragon Con goes, it can be overwhelming. We don't usually even report on Dragon Con because we're too exhausted.
And the fact that it only has an anime track and it's not just a solely anime convention, though we reference it all the time.
Because we love it.
We love it. It has certain appeals that are different than other conventions that, could be adopted, a few negatives that should be warned by, but, in general, Dragon Con.
But hopefully next year you'll go to the whole thing, and certainly we'd love to hear your feedback from it. It's a great show.
No, it is. It is. And, of course, we have infamous voicemail time.
I wonder if it's Movie Phone Guy.
You know it is. And here we go. Here we go. Go.
It's not going.
I know it's not going.
Hey there, AnimeCons. It's Movie Phone Guy.
Of course it is.
So, couple of things. One, I like anime, but I love art. And your last 2 episodes in the Artist Alley were just amazing. They've inspired some decorating. And that leads me to my last bit of this call. Thank you for making so many awesome episodes. I'm hanging art and working on a couple of projects in the house, and having your stuff play in the background has just been fantastic. So yeah, have a great day.
Thanks, Movie Phone Guy.
Art.
We're glad we can play in the background. There's nothing more that we like when we're working on projects than having cool stuff playing in the background, too. So we're glad we can be your background soundtrack.
We're cool. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Some people think so.
Now, let's take a look at the anime conventions that are coming up through November 2015 as found on AnimeCons.com.
up on AnimeCons TV, Patrick boards the USS Hornet aircraft carrier, the location of Fall KrakenCon.
All right, leave us a voicemail at 762-ADEQUATE. That's 762-233-7828. Waiting in line at a convention? Did you see something awesome happen at a con? Call us and let us know. We want to hear from you.
You can also email us at podcast@animecons.tv.
And tell your friends to subscribe to us. You can subscribe to us on iTunes at itunes.animecons.tv.
On YouTube at youtube.com/animeconstv.
Or watch on our site at animecons.com.
And you can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and Tumblr.
Fine.
What are you doing?
Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers are dancing to 10 Slices.
Okay, well, I'm just about to start recording.